Good. All right, perfect. And where's my record?
This meeting.
We just move this. Oh, I won't be able to hear anybody. All right. So thank you again. Let me set this slideshow. It is an honor to have you with us today. My name is Ryan Knight, and I'm here representing the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. We are doing this info session in partnership with Delta Family Resource Center to support young potential entrepreneurs in our community and even those that have already started your business to give you a bit of guidance and help you create this company that you have in your head to be a lifestyle company so that it can actually pay your bills. So I'm glad that you joined us today. We're going to do a bit of an overview of the program and then open it up for questions about the program and also to learn a bit about some of the ideas that you're thinking. So I do want you to meet Chris Beth. She's my co-partner with the program. She's one of the program managers at the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. She also runs her own business, Empowered for X, that is a physical co-working space in Brampton with satellite offices in Scarborough and Ottawa. And she'll be one of the facilitators as you work with us during this youth entrepreneurship program. A bit about myself. I do consider myself a serial social entrepreneur. My name is Ryan Knight, one of the founders of Detailing Nights and also Service Kingdom, which supports people starting social enterprises and executives power up that helps businesses get the staff and the talent they need to grow and scale their companies. We've been working on a secret project called Black Panther's Cage. So think of Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, but with Black founders pitching to Black investors and support organizations. And as I mentioned, I'm here representing the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. I was one of the co-founders, and you'll hear a bit more about the organization in a second, but we really exist to support entrepreneurs in our community of African and Caribbean heritage to be able to grow your company, to start a company and to grow it as well. So a bit about ACBN. We did start just over 8 years ago. Our anniversary is actually coming up in November, celebrating 8 years. And it really came out of a need that we were seeing. As an entrepreneur, I was running our company and realized there weren't a lot of Black focused business organizations that I could go to get support when we were thinking of franchising our companies, so expanding across Canada and into the US. There weren't a lot of organizations that had the mandate to help with that kind of growth. So we brought 6 other entrepreneurs together, said, could we create this entity that would sit down with the business owner, figure out what stage they're in, and help them create a strategy to grow. And over the past 8 years, we've been able to work with almost 6,000 Black entrepreneurs. We realized that there is a bit of a database of entrepreneurs across Canada, ranging around 130,000, but only 27,000 of them are actually registered. So we want to increase this percentage because a lot of the supports and things that come out, whether they're grants or different programs, you need to be registered and typically be incorporated or a sole proprietorship and sometimes have payroll. So where does that all start? It starts with programs like this, where we're able to work with entrepreneurs so that you can get started right with the right foundations and then graduate into bigger programs and bigger grants. So you're in the right place. If you're just starting out with, you just have an idea, or if you've been working on a business kind of as a hobby and you want to turn it into a fully fledged business, you are in the right place. What we're really proud about is being able to partner with over 40 plus Black focused business organizations as part of the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem. So each year we do the Black Entrepreneurship Ecosystem Conference, which brings together across Canada all the different organizations that support businesses just like yours. So when you're in our program, you're not just supported by us with ACBN, you're now connected into the broader ecosystem, whether that's additional funding through the Black Opportunity Fund or FACE Coalition, or additional training through the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce or the BBPA. So know that this is a long game. You are here and we're with you for the long haul. It's not just a one-time 8-week course and we disappear. we're with you for the length and breadth of your entrepreneurship journey. So wherever it takes you, we want to be here to support. So a bit of the pillars that ACBN does stand on, of course, entrepreneurship. I do believe that everybody should start a business at least once in their life. When you're younger, you're in a greater position because sometimes you still live at home, so you can make those mistakes and still have a place to sleep. But really, it's about getting the skills that being an entrepreneur gives you. So even if you're working somewhere, having those skills and knowledge of how to start a business really can help you with any career path that you go into. Economic inclusion, where we truly believe that starting a business is the best economic empowerment tool. So using entrepreneurship as a way to teach the skills needed to develop economic empowerment so that we're connecting the community, we're creating jobs, we are actually being the node that connects people to opportunities. So there's a lot of people that are looking for jobs right now, and sometimes we have to realize how to create those jobs for ourselves. And a big piece that we work on is that access to funding. So being able to provide microloans through our own program, the ACBN microloan, and also working with organizations like Delta and other organizations that have grant programs. So being able to do our youth entrepreneurship program, where you go through 8 weeks of training and then you're able to get a grant at the end to really boost your business. And then we can plug you into other funding that exists, like our own funding program as well. So I did mention the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem, and here are some of our partners that we work with to support you on your journey. So an organization like Calabash, which is a cooperative of expert service providers. So if there's different specialties that you might need, whether it's strategic planning or a business plan or your accounting and taxes done or leadership training, you're able to connect into a list of vendors and expert service providers through Calabash. Alterna Savings, who's been one of our biggest partners, they're the organization, well, the credit union that we launched our credit microloan, our ACBN microloan with. So if you do graduate to wanting to obtain additional funding, we do loans up to $10,000 in partnership with Alterna Savings. And then we also work with the Black Opportunity Fund if you need funding up to 50,000, and we work with the FACE Coalition if you need funding up to 250,000, and we're working on different partnerships with banks as well. So SETC, which stands for the Social Economy Through Social Inclusion, they really help us keep connected to a lot of the federal programs and government programs and the different funding that, such as the Social Finance Fund, where if you're starting a social enterprise, you're able to tap into funding specific to impact investing and supporting social enterprises. ZSC or Zoosh Services, they are our business advisory arm. So being able to connect with a business advisor when you ever need advice and can connect you to other services as well. EDGE, that is to the left. So Sheridan College has their EDGE program, which stands for the Entrepreneurship Discovery and Growth Engine. So they also have great programming right now. They're recruiting for their RISE cohort, which is a series of mentoring and additional resources that help your business really scale up. So if that's something of interest, we're going to be talking about that during our program. But also Dream Legacy Foundation. So if you're starting to found a technology type company, they have a great relationship with the DMZ, where they have the Black Innovation Fellowship. So if you're starting a tech type company, we connect you to these types of partners that help you get the MVP, so that minimum viable product, get pre-seed and seed funding, and then connect into DMZ's bigger funding for tech companies. One Full Circle, which is similar to ACBN, but in Montreal and Quebec. So we always, even if you know somebody in Montreal, we connect you to One Full Circle because they're able to support you with your business ideas and have built a great community out there. And also the Toronto Community Benefit Network, they do great work on creating community benefit agreements. So all of this development and construction that happens in our communities, making sure that the businesses actually have good access to the opportunities that are being created through development. So always a great resource, Rosemary. It's been an inspiration to us on how to run a nonprofit by using their guide. All right. So all that to say, I want to just lay it out that it is okay to be scared. A lot of times we get presented with a new opportunity that seems daunting, but the fact that you're here shows me that you've broken through the fear zone. Because a lot of times it's very easy to stay in our comfort zone where you feel safe, you're in control, and the fear zone will give you all those excuses that you don't need to try anything new. You should just forget about this idea of starting a business, or why show up to this info session, it's not going to work. That all makes you retreat to your comfort zone. But the fact that you showed up and now that you're, I would say, in the learning zone where we've pushed through all the excuses that we might be thinking of, we've pushed through the feeling that we don't have confidence or self-esteem. We acknowledge that that fear is there, but we still push through, and now we're in the learning zone. And this is where it's on us as an organization, whether it's the Afro-Caribbean Business Network or Delta Family Resource Center or the broader Black entrepreneurship ecosystem, to be able to make your time worthwhile in this learning zone so that you can grow. You can get to your growth zone. So I do want to thank you for pushing through and showing up today to learn about what opportunities we have and the coaching and the whatever you need to get this business off the ground. We want to be here for you so that we stay in this growth zone. Because even though the fear zone will always creep in, we'll always get comfortable, we always want to remember to break through so that we continue to learn and continue to grow. So I want to slow down just a little bit and give you a bit of my story on this entrepreneurship journey. So I was one of the founders of Detailing Nights. I founded it with my brother, and we do mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And I started the company because I was laid off 2 weeks before my own wedding and realized that having a job wasn't really controlling your destiny. And I remember my dad kept saying, like, hey, if you want to be rich, you should start a business. Or if you want to control your own destiny, you should become an entrepreneur. So I took that to heart. You know, getting laid off was a real gut punch. And I said, this is a time that I'm going to take to go back to school, finish my accounting diploma at Sheridan College. And thanks to my wife and the support of my family. And yes, we still did get married, even though it was a bit rocky at the beginning. But being able to go back, finish school, and like I said, with my brother who loved to detail cars, and I was studying accounting and business administration, it made a great pair to launch Detailing Nights. And so a bit of background who the Detailing Nights are. So we do consider ourselves eco-friendly. We are waterless car cleaners, so we reduce water waste by 99%. By doing that, we become very convenient because we can be mobile, we go to people's houses or their offices, and also we pride ourselves on helping the youth. So we actually have a entrepreneur program in the summer where young potential entrepreneurs can learn to start a business by running a mini version of our company. And as I mentioned, I started DK back in 2009. I'm currently married with 2 children and did graduate from Sheridan College and was actually recently inducted into their business, Pelon School of Business Hall of Fame. As I mentioned earlier, I'm the co-founder of ACBN Canada, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, and a current board member of the Mississauga Board of Trade, SETC that I had mentioned earlier, and one of the founding board members of the Peel Learning Foundation. So why do we even do a youth entrepreneurship program within Detailing Nights? We're hearing, and I'm not sure if you might have heard the CNE, so the Canadian National Exhibition, has just opened up, and they actually received 54,000 applications for a 2 week job placement. Maybe it's 3 weeks. I mean, maybe there's prep time, but the CNE is open for 2 weeks, and they received 54,000 applications. And I was talking with Jerry Agar on News Talk 1010 about this and making it known that a lot of our youth might need to consider starting a business earlier or at least as an option, because with 54,000 applications going in and maybe there's 2,000 job openings, there's a lot of people that are going to get declined, and we have to figure out what is the alternative. What can they do besides just trying to find a job because there's a lot of declines out there right now. And I do feel like entrepreneurship is a great alternative and a great tool that we can use to give people the ability to create their own job. So we do that with Detailing Nights. So during the summer, wherever people live, they're able to run a business. But now we're able to expand this with Delta. So working with Delta, we look at, okay, what idea do you have? And what idea do you want to launch? And being able to give you the tools and the mentoring so that whatever idea you have, we can formulate it into a strong business, a viable business, and then we can grow it so it's making enough money so that you're able to pay your bills. And a bit about my journey. So all that turmoil over the we've been running Detailing Nights for over 16 years now, and recently was on Dragon's Den. So we are in the process of franchising our company across Canada and into the US. As I mentioned before, when we were thinking of franchising the company, there wasn't a lot of support to understand how to do it and how to execute it properly. Today and this time that you're in is a great time to get the resources you need to be able to grow. And we sold our first franchise, and even I'm not going to spoil the ending of how it went on Dragon's Den if you want to watch it, but I'll put that link in later. But being able to have the mentorship of people that have done it, people that are ahead of you and willing to share. This is why we do these youth entrepreneurship programs, is because there's a lot of potential in our community. There's a lot of people with ideas, and with the right guidance and a person to take your hand and walk you through the process and show you uh, really how to set things up strong from the beginning, we're going to have a lot of successful entrepreneurs in our community. And really, those that are on this call is part of that. You have an idea. If we give you the right guidance and resources, we feel you'll be successful and be able to grow, and thus hire more from our community and build a strong economic community, not just one that's reliant on other people getting jobs for us. We can build those for ourselves. So to give you an idea of some of the resources that do exist, so as I mentioned, there's different grants out there that support people starting their business, such as the Black Opportunity Fund and the Black Chamber of Commerce. They have a grant that supports those that are working on their business plan. Summer Company, if you're under 30 and still in school, or I think if you're going back to school, they have some stipulation about school there. You're able to get a grant of $3,000 to run a business idea in the summer. So if you work with us and formulate this business idea, and then for next year, for next summer, you could actually qualify for this grant to get additional money so that you can grow your business even further. The BBPA, the Black Business and Professional Association, they have a program called BADES, the Business Advisory and Implementation Development Services. So being able to support you with, again, business plan writing, registering your business, completing your taxes and your accounting, and there's also Digital Main Street, which I did hear was winding down, but I know they have a lot of resources about how to learn to do marketing. So Digital Main Street, hopefully it gets renewed, similar to the Canada Digital Adoption Program. These are resources that come out every so often from the federal government. So we always keep an eye on what resources exist, and then so you know about it and can apply for it. But things like the Investment Readiness Program, the Toronto Enterprise Fund, the Ontario Trillium Foundation, a lot of things that exist. I always say there's so much money flowing around us and so many resources flowing around us. We need to position ourselves in front of that flow of money and position ourselves in front of the resources. So whatever it is that you need, I do believe it exists. We just have to connect you to it so it can help you build out your business. All right, so enough of me talking. I do want to hear from you. And if you're shy, don't mind. You don't have to put on your camera, but would love to just hear if you already have a business that you're running or what the business idea might be so that we can see kind of what we're working with. So let me go with, who do I see first? Aziza, Aziza Williams. Do you want to share the business idea that you're thinking of? right, and I'll check to see if people might be multitasking. So Aziza, you can let me know. Oh, let me make sure you're able to unmute. You should be able to unmute. But if Aziza is not there, Irene, let me know if you're able to hear me and let me know if you want to share a bit of the business idea that you're thinking of.
Hello? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Oh,
Okay. The business idea, well, I'm a DJ, so I'm trying to start like a website and like a business.
okay, nice. So you said you're a DJ. Do you have a DJ name already?
Yeah, DJ Joel.
Okay, and like, are you on Instagram or?
No, I'm getting that ready. I've just been practicing for like the past 5 years. I've been doing a little gigs on the side, but not like full time
Gotcha,
business.
gotcha. Okay, excellent. And hey, you're in the right place. So looking forward to being able to work with you. And thanks for joining.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Who do I see next? Luam, did you want to share the business idea that you're thinking of?
Hi. Um, I was thinking a coffee shop.
Okay, nice. Is there like a specific area of the city you're thinking of?
Downtown. Not downtown, but I would want it to be in a busy area where there has good traffic. It doesn't really have to be downtown. Um, it could be like a family neighborhood as well, as long as it has a walkable location, maybe like parking spot at the area. If there's offices at the area, is good. School. As long as it is in a good location,
Yeah.
something that you could like pass by in. Oh, there's a coffee place. I'm gonna come back to it, kind of thing.
Okay, would love to see this get off the ground. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
All right, who do I see next? Macaulay, do you want to share a bit of the business idea that you're thinking of? Let me see if Macaulay is there. All right, Macaulay might be multitasking. Next, I see Michelle. Did you want to share some of the business idea that you're thinking of?
Hi there. So I'm at my son's, this is actually for my son, Matthias.
Oh, nice.
He's actually multitasking, so I just jumped in for a moment. But he does a few things. He does light landscaping, like lawn cutting, pulling weeds. He also came up with an idea. I was kind of joint with myself to make pop-up gardens to plant vegetables in mobile pots for people who want to have a garden but don't have the space or the time. You can put it on a balcony.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like doing your own little mini farm to table. And he also is into sports. He played competitive ball for 12 years for the city of Brampton. So he wants to teach. He wants to teach youth whatever sport, because he knows all sports, whether it's baseball, football, flag football, how to the basic skills and how to get yourself motivated in sports to do that. Because a lot of children want to play sports, but they're shy, and he's really good. He's really good with the youth in the neighborhood. So a
That's
host of,
excellent.
yeah.
And he should check out, there's a great organization called Aspire for Hire, and
Okay.
they teach basketball. So if he's looking for kind of inspiration on how to structure it, that'd be a good organization to check out.
Oh, sounds great. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I
much.
love these ideas.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay.
welcome, and thanks for sharing.
Welcome.
Who do I see next? NW. How about yourself? Do you want to share the business idea you're thinking? Oh, I see your question. I don't have a business idea. Mom sent the link, but hoping it's going to inspire me to reach out. Okay, great. And that's where we do have sessions before the cohort. So if you're ever thinking of something or want to brainstorm, that would be a good session to come to as well, where you can just bring any ideas and we can kind of flesh out what might work. But thanks for joining today, MW. And Stella, how about yourself? You want to share a bit of the business idea you're thinking of?
Hi, yes. Hi, Ryan. Hi, everyone. So, I want to set up a fashion house that basically just doing leather bags for ladies. And there are
Gotcha.
perfumes. We are shipping in from Turkey and Dubai. I was in Dubai before coming to Dubai prior, and I was doing that before. So I'm kind of trying to just integrate it here. Human hair,
Mm.
handbags, and then basically a fashion house. Let me not expand it, but in the meantime, I'm also trying to register a cleaning company, majorly maintenance, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but focusing on cleaning. Yeah. So I have a few
Okay.
clients, but the clients are like personal clients that you get individually because I've not yet really set up the company or stuff. But yeah, so something is in the background. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. And yeah, you're in the perfect place because
Thank you.
the idea that you already have, we'd love to help you fine tune it and then grow
Thank
it
you.
so it's making the amount of money that you need.
Thanks.
No, who did I miss? Christelle? Christelle Williams. Did you want to share a bit of the idea you're thinking of?
Yes. So I know I haven't really personally wanted this for myself, but I know that my mom wants this for myself, and I do think that it's a very good idea. I would like to start a restaurant for myself. I'm currently doing culinary management. I did culinary arts the first year, or sorry, skills,
Okay.
and I would like to do some Canadian African like dining. Like my mom said I should focus on like that kind of like that kind of cuisine because um we were talking about all the different kind of cuisine. She was like, you know what? Since you live in Canada, you should
Right.
really focus on doing that kind of cuisine. And I want to maybe establish my restaurant in the either Byward Market or on Hun Club, Greenboro area. I do know that area very well, so I think maybe even just focusing on that area, the second area I mentioned, would be a better option for me instead of an area that I'm not very familiar with, like Byward Market. I don't go there often, but I know it's a very good place. It's actually one of the in my project. I had to create a menu for my project, and they told me that was one of the options we had, and I got to do a little bit of exploring on how busy that area is, and that made me realize that there's a lot of business there that I never knew existed. Well, not existed, but I didn't really know the area, and it's really it's a potential for my business to have a lot of like customers.
Excellent. And glad to hear that you've already done a bit of market research and would love to help you flush out the idea and turn it into something that creates a great living for you. So thank you for being able to share that. Was there anyone that I missed before I continue? You can unmute yourself. Otherwise, I'll hop to the next section, which is just giving an overview of what the 8 weeks does look like. So, week one, we touch on the ideation viability. So, taking that idea that you have and seeing if it can actually turn into a business so that it's making money. So, it's really taking it from being a hobby to a business that makes sure you pay your bills. Week two, we dig deeper into identifying your target market. So making sure that we know who out there has the problem that you're solving with your business idea and really digging into their demographics, their psychographics, what creating a customer avatar. What does a perfect customer look like and where do we find them? That would be week two. Week three, we dig into marketing 101. So looking at where this target market exists, how do we get the message of our business to them? So that message is a value proposition. Like, what is it about our business that is of value to this customer that has a problem that we can solve? And then the marketing, how do we get that message to them? Week four, we look at creating our own landing page and building a list. So we create a wait list of this business is coming. If you're interested, sign up here. So that landing page, so we can start to get some information about who would be interested in this business that we have. And then week five, making sure that we understand how to create a cash flow projection. So knowing what startup costs that we're going to have, how much revenue do we need to make each month to cover our expenses. So we really play with the numbers there. So if you're big into spreadsheets like me and love how numbers tell stories, you're going to love week five. If not, it might be a bit of a learning curve, but we want to make sure that we're comfortable with the numbers. So week five, we look at the cash flow projections. and a bit of how we do our bookkeeping. Then week 6, we added the leveraging AI and automation for your business. So we always look at what tools are out there that can help you fast track to getting momentum and getting customers and actually making sales. So we look at different tools that have helped us, like myself and other businesses that we've worked with, so that you can use it as well to help your business grow, at least get off the ground and gain some momentum. Then week 7, we talk about how to present our business using a pitch deck. So it's really a way to sell your business in a professional manner. And then once we have that pitch deck ready, we do our in-person presentations. And this year, we're trying to line it up with an event that ACBN does called our Partner Showcase, which is happening October the 25th. So we'd love for you to have your ideas ready so we can introduce you to our network and hopefully make some sales as well. So that would be week 8. So it's looking like October 25th is when the cohort is ending. So the cohort now would be starting on, I believe it's September 6th. But the first session that we're going to do is more of a ideation. So you can think through your idea and we can kind of see how to turn it into a business before the cohort starts. So that would be August the 30th, Saturday, August the 30th. So each of these sessions are Saturdays at 10 a.m. and they go till 12. So I do want to put in the link for you to sign up. So this will also come out in email. So I'm going to send a follow-up email with the presentation. And then, so if it's of interest for you to work with us with your business idea, please do fill out the form. You'll get connected with O'Shane, who's the program manager at Delta. So she'll get you registered. She'll invite you to the Saturday, August the 30th, so that you can work with us to really fine tune the business idea. And then the cohort will start September the 6th, going till October the 25th on Saturdays from 10 till 12. So I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to myself about this opportunity. I'm looking forward to working with you. And so if you fill out the form, you're able to sign up. But I will pause here just to see if there is any additional questions before we close out for the evening. So feel free to unmute if you do have a question. Otherwise, if there's no additional questions, feel free to, the link is in the chat so that you're able to fill out the form, and a representative, O'Shane from Delta, will get in contact with you to let you know the full timelines to make sure you get the information. I just want to make sure there's no additional questions. Okay, great. And like I said, the recording of this and the form again will come in a follow-up email. And if you know anybody else that might be interested, we're doing one more session next week. So same time and next week, Tuesday, the 26th at 6:30. And question, will you be doing this in the coming years too? Yes, so this will be our, oh my gosh, is it fifth or sixth cohort? So each year we've been working with Delta. So this is our 3rd year working with Delta to be able to put this program on. So hopefully for years to come, we'll be able to, have more recruits come through. And hey, maybe you'll be a mentor, those that go through it now. We're always reaching back to the graduates so that they can support. So you'll meet some of the graduates. And yes, we are looking to do this in the coming years. So we have at least 2 that are scheduled. So this cohort and then another one that'll be kind of late fall, winter. So for now, we know at least 2 more happening, this one and another one. And then we're going to try again for 2026. All right, just checking. All right, thank you. All right, so if there's no other questions, then I will give you back your evening. And if questions do pop up as the week goes on, feel free to respond to my email that I'm going to send out with the form to sign up and the recording. And again, if you know anybody else that might be interested, invite them to come to next week's info session Otherwise, we shall see you on August 30th. That'll be the first day we do kind of some brainstorming and ideation, our first ideation boot camp before the cohort starts. So again, thank you so much for your attention and have a great evening. Later. Let me